I don't have any notes or nothing like that, but what I will say is I think it's very important. I think it's very great that obviously Salvation Army and Chicago Bears are partner up for this coat drive. Just speaking from experience, coming from humble beginnings, I definitely know how important and how serious it is. Growing up in Philadelphia, how cold it gets during the wintertime, and obviously Chicago's even colder. And knowing my mother having to make decisions, she had 7 kids, I had 6 siblings. Know what it's like to for my mom to have to make decisions between, like you said, putting food on the table and buying coats and stuff like that. So I would definitely hope this community uh, can do whatever they can to try to raise the goal of 25,000 coats. That'd be awesome. Anything that I can do to continue to amplify that message, it'll be huge. So, like I said, it's very important, and I hope we can reach that goal. Maybe get to 30,000. Maybe up the ante up a little
Is
bit.
there anything that struck you growing up in Philadelphia with either friends, family, people you knew, maybe kids at school, just that you realized they could use this type of help?
Yeah, no, it's real. I think for myself and a lot of us, I think we're all blessed to be able to do the things that we do, to be able to play this game, cover this game. But it's a real thing. It's a lot of people struggling out here, whether it's homeless, near homelessness. So anything that we can do, and I've always said this for myself, even when I started my family foundation, God has given me a lot of grace, my family a lot of grace. So I think it's always important for us to remember to try to extend that grace that we've been given as well. So that speaks to me. And my kids got some coats in their closet. I make sure we donate them as well. So, like I said, but doing everything we can to help people in need, because, like I said, it's a lot of stuff going on in this world, and I think playing this game, and that's why it's so popular because it kind of gives us a break from the real world. But it's a lot of struggle going on in this world. So I just want to make sure that we can do what we can to help them out. Now I guess we could talk about some football now, huh?
Yeah, obviously you have a new teammate in CJ or CD Gardner-Johnson as he's called himself. What do you make of the move? What do you make of the player?
He's a phenomenal player in my opinion. I'm a fan of his game. Obviously, him having some big years in Philly, making to the Super Bowl the first time, not winning, but obviously last year being a big part of that Super Bowl winning team. You know, this past year, obviously he's bounced around and all that good stuff. But for me personally, since he's on this team, it's a new slate for me. Like I said, I never met him personally outside of knowing, obviously having a lot of mutual friends and things like that. He's going to come in and help us out, and I'm all about winning football. And I think we have a really good leadership group on this team. And I think he'll fit right in. Like I said, obviously he was out there today at practice. He was out there making plays and bouncing around and bringing some juice. And so I'm excited to have him, and I think he'll be good for our defense.
Do you think that knowing DA's system is a big advantage for him in trying to get up on his feet by Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, he took every rep today. And like I said, he's been in this defense. He kind of already knows some of the coverage stuff, aspects of this defense. So I don't think it'd be a tough transition for him. But I know he's been here since late last night, here early in the morning, meet with the coaches and trying to make sure that he's ready to go for Sunday.
He has a reputation as an agitator, as a team captain. How do you make sure that it stays within the confines of what you guys need to see?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the things he's done on the field is great, and whether if it's off the field stuff, in other buildings, I can't speak to that because I wasn't there. But for me personally, um, I'm under the belief that I think on each side of the ball, offense, defense, special teams, you need at least one or two of those guys on the field because they bring a certain level of juice. You know what I mean? Like this game is played violently. You need somebody to go in there and kind of be that spark. Obviously, you guys, the history of this city, Chicago Bears, Dennis Rodman. Like sometimes you need guys like that out there. And like I said, I think our leadership group on this team, we can kind of hold things together. And I don't personally don't think he'll be an issue. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's been around his defense. I got a lot of respect for him. He got a lot of respect for me. So I think we'll be good to go in that area.
This will be the second week in a row that you're monitoring the other team's injury report to see which quarterback's going to play.
Right.
Realizing that the people in Cincinnati aren't two-time MVPs. Still, how does it affect your day-to-day trying to scout both guys?
Well, for me, I've already watched a bunch of their games. I've watched games with Flacco in there these past 3 games, and obviously Jake Brown had played a few games as well. So I've watched all the games. Um, at the end of the day, they're going to try to get the ball to their receivers. Rather if it's Flacco, Browning, obviously DA is going to do a good job as far as our schematic stuff to make sure we try to take away those guys. But also these past couple games, they've run the ball really well. So for me and our preparation as a defense, it starts with obviously taking away 5 and number 1. Now, obviously, you can't stop them completely because Jamar Chase probably is going to get 20 targets. You know what I mean? So he's going to catch a few balls, but trying to limit those explosive plays, but then also stopping the run. Now, that may look like stopping the run, playing cover 2, 2 high shells, because obviously you want to be able to take away those explosive players. So I think if we can do that, and then, obviously something that we didn't do last game, well, we got to take the ball away. As a defense, we've proven that when we take the ball away at a high level, we win ball games. So I think that's what we're going to try to do to try to win this ball game.
Can you remember the last time?
You guys had a long run of takeaways, multiple takeaways, which didn't happen with Baltimore. What's been the discussion around that?
What do you mean as far as the?
Is, you Al sets that standard.
Yeah.
You guys haven't, what's been the talk?
The talk is we got to get the takeaways. You know what I mean? Like when you look at the games we've won, 15, 16 turnovers or whatever. The games that we didn't win, I think we only had 1 turnover. I mean, the games we didn't, we only had 1 turnover. So I think that kind of shows as a defense right now when we get takeaways and win the ball game. Now, there are some games we probably only get 1 turnover. Now, we got to be able to stop the run better. We got to be able to limit explosive plays. We got to play cleaner football. But we know the recipe for at least on the back end. If we take the ball away, guys on the back end, we play a big part in letting those explosive runs get out there by getting the guys on the ground, getting those takeaways. So just doing everything we can to try to get the ball. So that's always on our mind. So that's been the discussion.
Can you think of the last guy you faced where you legitimately might think they get the ball thrown to them 20 times in a game?
The last guy I played, can't think of on top of my head, but I've played Jamar Chase a few times. And like I said, he's top 2, top 1 receiver in the league right now. He's very good, obviously great hands, but he's a very strong runner as well. He's a guy they want to get the ball to and catch and run situations. He breaks a lot of tackles. He's very explosive, but you can't forget T. Higgins on the outside. He has very good, I would just say, tracking the ball down the field. They're going to try to give him the ball as well. So we got to limit those 2 for sure if we want to win this game.
With the 2 games you faced Chase previously, what stands out in your mind about those 2 experiences?
Like I said, they're just going to try to get those guys the ball. I would just say for us as DBs and even the linebackers, like you have to know where he is on every single play because they're going to line him up in a lot of different spots. It's not like a guy that's just going to put at the X or whatever. No, they're going to move around. They're going to put him in the slot. They're going to put him on the outside. They're going to put him close to the line of scrimmage. You just have to know where he is. And that kind of tells the story a little bit and what they want to do with him. So, like I said, it's just a guy that they really want to get the ball to. And like I said, I think he's leading the league right now in targets. So I think we'll be foolish to not point him out on every single snap but kind of know where he is.
When you're watching that Bengals tape, what strikes you about how often Flacco goes his way? He's like 43% of his passes.
Yeah, I mean, so, when you have an explosive receiver like that, and this is, well known around the league, sometimes you'll have a safety that's kind of hovering over there to try to tell the quarterback, hey, don't throw it to this guy. He throws it to him still, you know what I mean? Like those back shoulder fades, and he's caught a lot. I think the touchdown he had in Green Bay, he made a spectacular catch. Xavier McKinney was leaning over there. And, obviously Joe Flacco tried to hold him off a little bit. He still threw it for a touchdown. So that just shows the type of trust that he has in Jamar Chase to make those plays. And like I said, he's an exceptional receiver. So we have to do what we can to try to limit him.
And what do you like about DA's third down defenses?
He just try to mixes it up. He's not scared to go all-out blitz. So I think that's just the best thing about every single week. You kind of get excited on them Thursday morning meetings. Just try to see what the package is going to be like this week. He's going to blitz the safeties, blitz the backers. He's going to drop everybody in coverage. You just really never know. And I think that's the good thing about it. He's going to keep the offensive coordinator on his toes. But then obviously he's going to mix it up. He's going to call different calls. So I think that's why we've been pretty successful on third downs.